Hi everybody, welcome to Scuba Diving Magazine and welcome to Ask Mark, our scuba diving Q&A, where I answer your scuba diving questions the best that I can manage. If you do have a scuba diving question, pop it down in the comment section underneath this video and use this Ask Mark hashtag. It gets yourself and your question featured in an up and coming video. But in the meantime, I do try to type out an answer, so you get an answer within a day or two, because it takes me a fair amount of time to create these videos, because you wonderful divers out there have plenty of questions. You might be able to tell I've got a bit of a cold, so hopefully I'm not going to cough and splutter too much in this video. I'm going to do the best I can. But yeah, today I'm answering a question from Amadeuss about a company that makes custom wetsuits. So Amadeuss says, "Hi Mark, can you recommend a company that makes custom wetsuits? I'm 6'3" and skinny. If I choose a off-the-shelf suit that fits my body, it's usually 5 inches too short, and if I choose a suit lengthwise, it looks like deflated zeppelin on me. So far I have a suit that is too short and using tall boots with it, but still have about 2 inches of nakedness down there." Yeah. It can be really tricky when you don't fit into the standard small, medium and large of size charts, but the manufacturers are conscious of providing more comprehensive size charts, and there may be more sizes available than the ones just hanging up in your local dive center or on the drop-down list when you're shopping online. So before you jump to paying the premium price for a made-to-measure suit, it may be worth doing a little bit more research. You may have done this already, but anyone else who's watching this video and they're struggling to find a suit that fits them, have a look at brands like Bear, Fourth Element and Scuba Pro, and there are plenty others, but those are the three that spring to mind. They offer tall and short sizes. Scuba Pro, I think they still do it, but they did broad and relaxed sizes as well on top of their small, medium and large. Now, dive centers won't usually hold all of these sizes in stock or list them on their website neither, but they should be able to order them in for you. As well as that, 2-part freediving wetsuits can help if you're very tall and skinny, because there's a lot of overlap. Another alternative is a dry suit, which is more practical in the long run, but if you don't want a dry suit, I just have to mention it, dry suits do give you a bit of options. If you've already gone down that road and you really cannot find anything, as far as made-to-measure wetsuits, I've heard good things about JMJ Wetsuits and Henderson, who are based in the US. I don't know where you are in the world, but yeah, if you're in the US, JMJ and Henderson. There's also some around Europe, such as Snug, Calypse and Elios. I'll try and put links down in the description below. But it might be cheaper to consider a 2-part freediving suit, or specifically tall sizes if you haven't already. It is really tricky. One of my dive masters, he was the other end of the scale, where he was shorter and rounder, and that's how he would describe himself. So and yeah, to be able to fit your chest into a wetsuit, you'd have to go up the size chart as well, and then he'd just have excess neoprene, because the suits just, not exponentially, but everything just gets longer and wider. So it is tricky, but that's why a lot of the manufacturers are trying to bring out, they still do the small, medium and large, but they slot in these like mid sizes. I think Santee has the most, but they're mainly dry suits. Waterproof have quite a comprehensive size chart as well. They do a lot of I think they call them tall and plus sizes, but they also do short sizes. So yeah, the manufacturers are aware of it. And yeah, just because you don't find it on a website, when I used to work and like create product listings for the website, yeah, you type in the sizes that you know would sell, but there's all these extra sizes that you can get in as well. The manufacturer makes them. Is just because it's not on a retailer's website doesn't mean it isn't available. So it's worth having a look at the manufacturer's page. A lot of them, no, some of them do list, here are all of the sizes that we offer, and here are all of the manufacturer's part numbers. It's going to be like a 6 to 9 digit number, and you take that to your local dive center or your local dealer and say, oh hey, I've had a look at the size chart, I'd like this, can you order one in for me? They'll probably take a deposit, they'll order it in, and then you get a wetsuit that fits you a bit better. Waterproof also did one, I think it was just for their dry suits. They did I think it was a dry suit size calculator, and you type in all of your height and your weight and your chest and waist and hips and all those kind of measurements, and then it would bring up this spreadsheet underneath it and say, okay, if you went for this size, this is probably the best fit. It might be a little bit snug here, it might be a little bit large here, but this is your best bet. If you go for this size, it's going to be really big here, but it's going to be small here. And it would kind of rank the different sizes that they offered, and basically say that, yeah, this would be the best size that we can offer. If you do go down made to measure, the important thing is not to change shape or size, because it takes a while. It depends on the manufacturer. It can take upwards of months to create a custom fit wetsuit, and double check every single measurement, and it's best to do it with them, and check their guidelines. Most of them produce guidelines saying, right, when we say chest measurement, we're measuring from here, like the widest part of your chest on an inhaled lung, and just so that you're getting the exact measurements, measure twice, cut once, the old adage. And after you've written down all of your measurements, do it again, because yeah, some people measure it slightly differently. Yeah, so get a friend, a fabric tape measure, and really do take all of those measurements. But then as soon as you sign that bit of paper and send that order in, that's your suit. It's a custom made suit. So if it doesn't fit you, unless they've done something heinously wrong, then that's yours. It's really tough to send it back, because what are they going to do with it? But yeah, my first recommendation is have a look at some other brand manufacturers, because they do offer tall, short sizes. An off-the-shelf suit might fit you. Otherwise, free diving wetsuits, try and avoid the ones with open cell lining, because it's really sticky. It is a real pain to get into the suit, and the more you struggle, the more hot and sweaty you get, and then the stickier it gets. So for regular scuba diving, it's a real pain. So try and find one with an internal lining, more like a traditional wetsuit, and that way, yeah, you have more overlap. They're either high-waisted trousers or complete salopettes, and then you get a jacket, sometimes with a hood that goes over the top of it, and like a beaver tail to go under your crotch, and that just allows a bit of extra overlap, and you can pick and choose a large top and a medium bottom, or whatever fits your measurements. Dry suit is an option, and a lot of them are telescopic as well, but that may be a bit much for what you need. And then I'd start looking at made to measure, but I wouldn't jump straight to made to measure unless I've done those two, or at least research those two steps first. Yeah, it's a really common problem, and it's getting less of a problem now that manufacturers are expanding their size charts, but also with stretchier neoprene. We had a girl, she actually worked at the dive center, and she managed to put on a bare wetsuit I forget which one, and I think it was like 2 sizes too small, but because the neoprene was so stretchy, she didn't really think much otherwise. The neoprene is that much more forgiving. But yeah, if you're tall and thin, it is really tough, because you can't go for that like 2XL suit, because then it's just going to be really baggy and water's just going to flush in and out, so you're just going to get cold. It is pointless wearing a wetsuit at that point. So yeah, have a look at those options. There might be a cheaper, easier option for you in those like off-the-shelf sizes. They may not be at your dive center or on the website, but they're probably available. You just have to pop them an email and just say, oh hey, I've had a look at the size chart, I fit in this size, can you get one in for me, like a special order. Free diving suits, then yeah, made to measure. And there are some good made to measure wetsuits manufacturers out there, and yeah, I'll put links down in the description below. Below that, in the comment section, if you have any questions, comments or queries or corrections or recommendations for made to measure wetsuits, pop them down in the comment section below. If you've got any questions that you want me to answer, use that AskMark hashtag. It gets yourself and your question featured, highlights it so that I can find it a little bit easier. And yeah, remember to head over to our website, scubadivermag.com, subscribe to our YouTube channel over here on YouTube. Thank you for watching, everybody, and of course, safe diving.